Or table 3.
They jumped out pretty good, and then they have that tendency to regather.
And set lead Steve H. on table 2.
This is a racing 5 because they're still in the winner's
Steve,
bracket.
table
These
2.
are the last 2 of the winner's bracket, so they're playing for the hot seat. Benny and Brian Frank are 2 of the guys. It looks like, it looks like the match is underway because.
It is.
Okay. Kind of a little mediocre safe there. We got Steve taking a bathroom break, so kind of in between things. Might be a good time for
On table
taking a little
on table 4, we got
break
the
here
winner
because we
bracket.
got Brian on the way. Okay, we got Brian up to the table. Benny
Played it safe
and
and
then
played it safe.
Played it safe, but it didn't work out all that great. You know, Brian's got re-safe options. He can
Certainly see the 1 ball.
yeah. He could maybe even conceivably try and shoot this ball in the pocket, and the cue ball's going in the vicinity of the 2. See if he hit that harder. And maybe put a little inside English. He could have came back in there, maybe tucked in, maybe made the ball at the same time, and then he's got a shot at the 2 and shoot a little 2-way option. But instead, he basically sold the farm. So, really, the the 2-4 combination is going to be the next shot. But what happens with the cue ball? You know, somebody's going to make the 2-4.
Someone's going to get shapes on it.
If they keep missing balls, I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna make it.
There you go. Very un-Ben-like on that shot.
Yeah. Kind of. He had too many things that he was thinking about other than just pocketing the ball. He was thinking about what's going to happen.
That 2-4 combination.
Yeah, the 2-4 combination with the cue ball where it sets right now. He has to worry about the, bumping the 5 and all that. But it's going to be a whole nother angle from here. We got all sorts of sloppy play right out of the gate.
I'm gonna go to the nerves. I think these guys' nerves are getting on them.
Well,
a couple times to the table.
Now Ben's gonna hit this hard, and you hit it hard to keep the angle straight. But also, if you hit it soft,
he doesn't come back out of that corner.
But it's a way to kind of maybe increase the chances of the cue ball not like stretching out, because the felt's kind of fresh. And all right, it bumped the 5 good, and the 5 ball didn't get into any like real trouble zone. You might want to consider bumping the 9 again and opening it up, but I don't recommend it because 3-ball shape gets a little awkward. So he bumps it, but the cue ball's angling a little up table, so he has to think about that. Should be all right though. It looks like he can hold his cue ball. Audibles too.
It may still be screaming though.
Okay. Looks like you got a frozen image of Ben Zimmer if you're watching. As far as the commentary goes.
Knowing Ben, when the image reboots, you may see just a 9 ball on that table.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for us, we're looking at Ben. Yeah. We're looking at Ben. He's got a little bit of thinking to do with the 5 ball. Oh, he's got cue ball could get away a little bit. Yeah, he should be fine from here. Once again, this is the race to 5. It's last people with playing race to 5 in this tournament. Everybody else is fighting for their lives in the race to 3 losers bracket.
There you go. A little bit of a miscue there where you don't want to get jacked up over a ball like that.
Yeah.
But makeable.
Yeah. It's within his range.
One of those buckle down shots.
Yeah.
I'm way too familiar with.
Very, very odd first game because both of these guys are really steady players. Like Ben's, bar table national champion, I think twice over, and Brian Franks won countless team national championships, and these guys know how to get the cash playing bar table pool. Sure. But to watch as many mistakes as we saw in one game there was kind of laughable.
Uncharacteristic. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyhow, Ben's taking his time because he's jacked up over the 9 ball to make the 8 ball, and he doesn't have to do anything really position-wise besides just make the 8 ball. Maybe, if he just lags it up table, his cue ball might get away from him to the scratch. So he's looking at the side pocket as his option to avoid that scratch. Yeah. So he's
with
got,
that little bit more angle, he may just see a little more of that cue ball jacked up too. So it might give him a little more ball to look at and avoid that scratch.
Well, he's shooting side pocket, and he made that, but his cue ball went to scratch. So we're looking at a very awkward 1-0 lead by Brian Frank.
I think no one feels good about that game.
The funny thing about this table compared to all the rest of them, I haven't seen anybody really have their break dialed in. Nobody's gotten up there and just like made the corner ball run out, made the corner ball run out. This table
And a lot of safes and pushes.
Yeah, yeah. This table, oddly enough, became more challenging by putting fresh felt on it. And usually when you put fresh felt on tables, the balls are more accepting in the pocket, and the cue ball's easier to move around because the felt's all, silky smooth, and it's easy to draw your cue ball. But it's almost been the opposite. Everybody's running out,
Searching. Everybody's searching for that break on this table right now.
And playing bar table 9-ball, if you got a good break, you can hold serve. It's nothing to run 4 or 5 racks if you're a good player. Now Brian put down a good break. He squatted his cue ball. He made a ball in the break. He got a little bad roll with how the 1 ball is setting now. Okay.
I do believe he can see it, but like you said, not a great opportunity to make that ball.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a 1-3 combo. I don't think he gets to see enough of that 1 ball. I mean, it would take a pretty extreme cut to cut that in the side, but I think that is a possibility. Well, it looked like maybe he was trying to go for the 3 ball.
1 rail 3.
Yeah, because that's all he had, and he got a little lucky on the leave.
He did spread him enough that he took away kind of his safety options on that break.
Looks like Benny can back cut it in.
Comes softly around the table for the 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
Finesse that, controlled his cue ball. It's the right way to play that, I'm going to see if I throw the commentator jinx out there, but he should definitely get out from here. I would say
9 out of 10 times
9 out of 10
escapes this.
I didn't get to mention that this is my longtime pool playing buddy, Steve Burton, pool enthusiast and
amateur extraordinaire.
somebody I could envision being the perfect commentator for such a thing.
Given some of the characters that we watch play in here.
Yeah, we've watched enough pool in our life to. Well, Benny's forced to masse, and he got away with armed robbery there.
That was a gem.
Wow, he couldn't have dreamt of a better safety, but it just kind of fell in his lap.
I was surprised he came up short on the shapes on the 4 ball.
Yeah. He's played a couple matches on this table, and the second match into it, we were saying how it looked like he was really dialed in on this table, because he's gotten to put match after match in.
I know a lot of it has to do with the new covering, the new felt, and I know it'll affect me a lot longer than these guys typically.
Well, Brian's giving up ball in hand, and
in a golf reference, it's like you've come out and mowed the greens in the middle of the match.
Right.
So
not everybody would have chose that as their first option, but that's the easiest way to play position for the 5 ball.
Yep.
And this should, if he keeps a good angle on the 8 ball, it's game over. But once again, it doesn't look like he's got his cue ball dialed in perfectly. Because if he did, he would have went another 8 inches up table. It's no big deal, though. It's just down and up.
But probably a little more roll than he typically would have had to use if he's rolling them perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, but soon enough, it's going to be 1-1 in the race to 5.
And that's not a bad place.
And in the tournaments that we've held over the course of the years at Fiddlesticks, it's not uncommon to see Ben and Brian Frank near the finish line like they are
Paired
today.
up against each other.
because
That's
they're two rock solid players, and they played a lot of like team 8-ball tournaments together. They're like two of the more solid players that come out of this area, and
brought a few state
yeah.
championships.
Yeah, they know how to compete, so not surprising to see them in the finals of this.
I've been watching everybody. Has everybody been using the head ball to break with this new felt? Has anybody went to the second ball, or have you seen anybody try to change that break up?
Well, there's a bunch of different ways to break. Most people just lunge into it and hit it as hard as you can. Another variation, you can kind of give a pop break, and I've seen like old pros, and I learned off old pros how to use that break. I once saw Bucky Bell doing that, and it was really effective. He was like an old solid pro that he just ran through everybody gambling, but he had this kind of like stunt in his finishing stroke, and the cue ball would pop up and the corner balls would just break loose to the pocket. And my match last night, I played on this table and I broke 5 times. First 4 breaks, I tried a different break each time, couldn't get anything to go. And then on the 5th break, I tried a cut break, and that's what we'll use on tour a lot with fresh equipment. And that worked, and that was the only way I could get the corner ball to break in like it was supposed to, break into the pocket.
Well, Ben kind of got himself into a pickle there with making that one ball and letting that cue just cut loose with an extreme amount of draw, which new felt will definitely take all that English.
Yep. As I said before, there's been a lot of innings at the table. With bar table 9-ball, usually you'll see a lot of breaking, running out, which this table is just playing a little tougher. They're getting forced to play some defense in spots,
which is good to see, because a guy that plays like me, and just defense, I don't see it enough, and I don't think it doesn't enter my thought process enough. That when you see these guys doing it, you start thinking, aha. It becomes an eye-opener for us middle-of-the-pack players that can't. This should be pretty much.
A lot of the novice players, they don't see defense as an option, but like you wouldn't watch a football game and not expect any defense to be laid down.
That's right.
So it's part of every type of sport. All right, we got 2-1, Brian Frank, in a race to 5. Earl Strickland had a very short tournament. He has to give 2 games on the wire to everybody in the tournament, and his first match, guy just came right out of the gate and ran out on him.
Oh.
And that he got put in the losers bracket, and then it's 2 games on the wire and a race to 3 down there. So he comes here basically as part of the package of the Mike Galassi tour event, and he comes along to put on an exhibition and help promote the event. He's going to put on an exhibition at 8 o'clock. That's also going to be streamed as well here on this table 4. So that's going to be fun. It's good to see Earl out here. Earl had such a huge fan base and contingency in this region, because back when I was growing up, he played at the Akron Open and he just dominated. Absolutely,
he's the man.
Absolutely dominated back in the days when me and actually like Troy Frank and I we grew up watching pool and just learning, and we were all excited about it, and we watched this this Earl Strickland guy get
Just
up and
roll through people.
just run him over, just beat the living dog pee out of him.
He had a nice longevity too. I mean, he played strong for a long period.
Yeah,
too.
and he's on a comeback too.
Yep.
He had a nice little showing out in the U.S. Open, and then he followed up within a month after that. He went to a Seminole Tour and won that. So he's back at it, and I like to see it too because he's like
a fan favorite.
He's a pool playing anomaly. Like nobody powers a cue ball around strokes. As confident and pure.
He plays at that confident pace.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't. It's fun to watch him play.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, quick work of that rack with a
Yep.
2-9 combination.
All right. Well, we got 2-2 in the race to 5.
So this is one of them ones that'll come down to the break. Whoever
Yeah.
can get balls to get in and get that shot on
Really?
an opening shot.
Yeah, you're looking for that break where you got the constellation and you can keep at the table,
you can build
keep
on
your
it.
opponent
That's
in the
right.
chair, and have that coin advance.
Just quick, I want to mention thecutshot.com. They're one of the sponsors for this event. We really appreciate them. Check that out. It's a book on the cut shot, basically, so check that out. If you're just joining us, we're here at the Come Take It If You Can tour in Fiddlesticks Billiards Cafe in North Canton. Nice pool hall out here, Chris Zuter's room. You're listening to him commentate.
Yep, Steve Burton and I, and come take it if you can. Somebody actually took it. Shane Moreau knocked Mike Galassi out of the tournament.
Yep.
Got a free pool cue out of the deal.
Nice.
Nice.
So one little perk for coming out and playing. So that's kind of cool. It's a cool way of promoting. I mean, he's got a great product that promotes itself, but then to come out and host these events, play in the events, and then if somebody beats him, he gives them a pool cue. That's kind of a classy little way to run a tour.
They're over there retipping a couple of my shafts as we speak.
Oh yeah. He's a dynamite cue builder.
Yeah, his website's babiesproshop.com if y'all want to check it out. Also want to mention poolplayerexcuses.com. It's a cool little towel. Check out that website. Order one for the holidays.
Brian
Nice.
got very fortunate there. He was trying to do more with the pocket and get more angle out of it than what the pocket was willing to give, and got away with it. Now here's one of those moments where you just got to tough it out. Like mentally, you're a little frazzled by what you just did.
That's right. So
and you just got to hold it together, you know.
It's like the pitcher that just gave up the home run. You know, you got to pull yourself back together and throw that next pitch.
I'd say it's